It's National Coaches Day, so I put one of my favorite coaches up for the GIF. If you've not seen The Water Boy, you need to see The Water Boy. I know it's old. It's great. 3 and 2 and 1. Hello, oh, geez, oh, Pete.
Oh, geez, oh, Pete.
Hello,
Hi, guys.
everyone, and welcome. We're having a little trouble with the lighting here, obviously,
I
tonight.
told you, it's weird.
It's so crazy. Baby, talk to the people while I see if I fix this.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks, I think, and right or something, and it has been a hell of a 3 weeks for us. Now, Scott is going to give you a writing update because he did get some writing done, but it's not going to be as impressive as other weeks because, oh my goodness gracious, we sent out so many books. And so I'll talk a little bit while he's futzing with this. I'm going to jump the gun a little and tell you that we are, we're going to mostly be talking about gangster shipping today. We have a couple of things to talk about, like about the, oh, look, it's like a 1970s
Yeah, I
photo.
know. This brightness is a misnomer. Just puts a white screen over the top. That looks a little better. A little bit better. I'll figure it out later.
We have updates about Audible and reviews and stuff like that. And then we have a couple of very special Siglebrations. Now, there are 3 weeks worth of stacked up Siglebrations and pup photos and pet photos and things like that. And I will get to them, but
there we go.
But I didn't want to do that today because I think that we're going to be talking a lot about the gangster. So
Yes.
Let's see. But today we are, as you said, you said we are celebrating National Coaches Day, and I put my favorite coach up on the screen. He is
one of my favorite
Hall
coaches.
of Fame coach dad and a football coach brother, too.
Yes.
FYI.
So are we talking about that now?
Sure.
So, first of all of you lovely peoples in the chat rooms, take a minute tomorrow if you've got, a coach that your junior high, grade school, high school kids got some benefit from being on a team with them managing it. If you know any of your college coaches, if you know any little league coaches, any rec league coaches, throw them an email. Give them a text. Give them a shout out on Facebook. People love the Facebooks, even when it goes down.
People really, really were annoyed that the Facebooks
people were
went down.
super miffed. I believe the question was. But the point is that unless you are a D2 or D1 college coach, or you are a pro coach, it is oftentimes a thankless job. There's not a lot of money in it. If you were to measure, even a high school football coach, if you were to measure the amount of money they're paid for that job against the amount of hours they put in, it is pennies. I mean, pennies per hour. It's quite pathetic.
My favorite, there's also an impact to the whole family. One of my favorite stories before, long ago, when I think it was maybe the first or second time that I had met Ma and Coach Sigler, they happened to fall into talking about a typical Friday during football season. And it was like, Coach would wake up early and walk the dog and then head out to football practice, like the before school football practice. And she would get the boys up and get them to practice and all the things. And then at lunchtime, he would have some coaching to do. And she would go home and put something on the crock pot so that there'd be something to eat. Is this Friday night? Because after the game, people came to your house?
Yeah, because I'll walk through a typical Friday night. It's the same for Irv and for Coach, who's also named Irv. But you guys know him as Coach. Many of you have met him at the Sigler Fest. But take a moment out of your time. Thank a coach or two, even your coaches if you played a sport back in the day. If you were in drama, if you were in cheerleading, those coaches are also relatively thankless jobs. They are doing it because they are good people. That is just basically it. So celebrate National Coaches Day and thank the people who put in their irreplaceable and precious time to give something to others. And as far as the typical Friday went, it was bonkers. Depends. Was this? No, not during
So it was
wrestling
Ma
season.
who was saying it. So she's like, at lunchtime she'd come home and put something in the crock pot because she had to get back to school. Then she had stuff until the end of the day at school. So did Coach have teaching until the end of the day. Then they both had after school activities that weren't the football game. Coach's was football related stuff, but Ma's was something else. And then the game. And then she leaves a little bit early so that she can get home and get things ready because then at 10 o'clock at night, all these people descend on your house hungry. What?
So, in all relationships, you have your moment where you are the starter, shall we say, and your significant other or family is supporting cast on the bench. And that would flip-flop in our house. But on Friday night, My dad had just enormous amounts of responsibility, like literally 5,000 people in a town of 5,500 would be coming to the game. And Mom, so she would have to do her day job, teaching in school. Then then she would rush home, put stuff in the crock pot to start cooking, because after the game, after my dad coaches the game, make sure all the kids have their talk up, everything's taken care of after the game, talks to the media, cleans up the locker room, then at that far at night, then and basically has to be there until the lights go off, until the stadium lights go off and everything is done. Then Dad would come home with all the assistant coaches, and then Mom would be like, here's all the food for these 14 people showing up, and she would have to be ready for all that.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of impact on the whole family.
Hey, look who's here. Yeah. Zippy's in the house.
Hey, Mom. How are you? Woohoo!
You guys, I forgot. It's been so long, I forgot I have a chat. Here we go. You guys, A's mom, Marianne Radulski, is in the house. Also,
as is my brother,
a.k.a. Zippy. I just left the Stone Wolves graphic up because...
Why not?
It's, you guys got... Oh, wait. What about... What? Go back to Maine? Sorry. Oh, snap. Look what's out. If you guys don't have that yet, you should get on it. The initial reviews from the junkies are extremely positive. People are digging the hell out of this book, so you guys should check it out.
Can't do that with the camera, with the backwards facing camera.
Is this one of the few ones where Zippy didn't get to read it first, or did she get to read it?
I'm not sure, Mom. Did you read the Stone Wolves? You may have. It may be long ago enough. I know you read Fitzroy
look who else is in the house.
Ah, the moms are here.
Mom!
What?
Mom, we were just talking about the enormous amount of work you had to put in on a Friday night when Dad was coaching. Go to school, do all your work, go home,
at
throw something in the
lunchtime,
crock pot.
do something in the crock pot. Yeah.
Then go do all the stuff with the families and everything else. Then be in the stands and watch a game. Then go home with 17 assistant coaches and assorted others coming on Friday nights. It was an enormous amount of work, Mom, and I love you. So both moms in the house, I love you both.
Okay, so we're going to move on, but I do want to say my mom says she did not get to read the Stone Wolves in advance. So I will get that to you tomorrow, Mom.
Oh, look at Carol. Not work, just a joy. That's all. That's also what you'll say about me, even though I was a lot of work.
And I know that's absolutely a lie. Definitely worth it, but definitely worth it.
All right, Sugar Plum.
So we're sort of, I think I mentioned this, but just in case, the first Saturday of every month, our good friend Steve Rickyberg, the Iceberg, who is in the chat tonight, he hosts marathon happy hour for you guys who want to jump in and out. It's a Sigler Junkie happy hour set up just for you. It starts at 4 p.m. Pacific time. It runs till 11 p.m. Pacific time. We hop in and out sometimes. We've been on the last couple, and I really, really enjoy it. So if I can be on it, I will be on it. And then I'm sure there'd be a Sigler sighting, this Sigler sighting here and there probably too. But it's super fun. The next one is November 6th, and I encourage you guys to join. You don't have to stay for the whole million hours, but you can hop in and hop out as you like. And a lot of people do that, even like they shut off their camera and then they go, I don't know, make themselves dinner and they're still listening or whatever. So all of that is good with us.
How do you pronounce Chris's last name? Nochi, I think?
Or Noise, maybe.
No, it's just Noce. No, let's go chat. You guys, it's been a while. Oh, there we go. Chris, thank you very much. Everybody who is throwing out their appreciation for the gangster, thank you very much. Mm-hmm. That was I'm going to take the $1 fine. That was a shit ton of work. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, and A and I are going to joy grouse.
Yes.
It's like a quement. It's like a comment.
It is.
Also a question.
It is, yeah.
It's like a humble brag. Mm-hmm. It's a joy grouse. We're going to call it that.
Or
Thanks
pluot.
to Mom.
Also a pluot.
A pluot but that's a fruit though.
Yeah, it's half what is it? Half apricot and half plum?
I don't know.
That's why they call it a pluot.
Fruit. I don't eat vegetables.
Pluot. He had a pluot today, you guys. Today for breakfast.
Mom, all I eat is bologna sandwiches on white bread, Wonder Bread, with the mayonnaise spread very thin and evenly from crust to crust. Nothing over the side, no thick parts.
Okay, we're moving on.
Right.
On Friday afternoon, Scott hosts a new show called Monster of the Week, where he talks to some of his friends in the industry about their favorite monster, sort of in pop culture, movies, TV, whatever. Last week, he had Mignon Fogarty, also known as the Grammar Girl.
She was great.
And she picked Tom Fox from You've Got Mail. So
yes.
She essentially picked her monster of the week to be Tom Hanks.
The guy who shuts down independent bookstores, the son of a bitch.
This week we have Bonnie. Well, he has Bonnie Burton on. Bonnie
Yes.
Burton is a writer. She lives in Los Angeles and picked.
She's the best. She picked Killer Clowns from Outer Space, one of the more disturbing movies. Listen, if anybody picks the Babadook, we're not doing it. That's off the record. It's off limits.
What about a movie night with the Pawns?
No, there's no Babadook.
big
I
fans
will
of the
never
Babadook.
watch. Mama, don't watch the Babadook. It is just too gosh darn disturbing. We're going to watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And if you guys missed any of the Monster of the Weeks, they're on Facebook. Also, you can go to scottsigler.com/YouTube. Scroll down. You will find it. It will be there.
And
So,
I really enjoy attending. It's sort of like a tiny little SIGLERinPLACE. Like I get to say to Sean Dyer, because he always joins when he can, like, have a good weekend, nice to see you, that kind of thing. And it's short. It's only a half an hour long. So if you can't make the whole hour, you can't make the 6-hour happy hour, maybe hop on one of those. It's super
Scott
fun.
Pond being classy, I hear you poop your pants due to the Babadook. I will never watch that movie again. I am out for good. It was a well done movie. If you like horror movies, you might like it. It is persona non grata to me. I'm not watching it. Don't like it. Don't the scene, the bed scene. Nope, not for me.
Why
not
don't we start
for
talking
me.
about something else?
Great, because I don't want to talk about the Babadook anymore.
Okay, so we're going to move on. We do have Story Smack coming, so I'll tell you a little bit. Oh, no, that's this Saturday, isn't it?
Yes.
This Saturday, you guys have waited long enough. Mr. Rob Otto, who
Rob
is
Otto's
in
back.
the chat room, will be joining us again, thank goodness, on Story Smack on this coming Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. And we're talking Ghostbusters because
Wait a
there's a
minute.
new... Oh,
Hold on. Hey, Mom, how you doing?
he's having a hot drink, so he got the big mug.
I don't know where I got this mug, Mom.
He borrowed it from me.
Back to Story Smack. Go ahead, baby.
Story Smack, we're doing Ghostbusters because there's a new Ghostbusters movie coming out, I think, in 2 weeks, something like that. So we're going to talk about that. I hope one of lots of y'all's favorite. It'll be pretty fun. Okay, now we are moving on to books. I promise we're going to talk gangster soon, but let's get out of the way a couple of pretty happy
Yeah, good things
milestones
going on.
at
Super fun
Audible.
things. Let's go. Super fun things. Okay, well, I got that backwards. So let's
We'll
go
do this
to-
first.
First of all, the Stone Wolves, you guys, already up over 117 ratings. Remember, one of the simplest and easiest things you can do to contribute a little bit to the cause, aside from giving me your ducats, which I like because I got to get my drink on. You know what I'm saying?
He does have a very big mug.
I got it. Yes, I got a bit. I hope you got a big cupboard because I'm gonna put my mug in it. If you guys, when you finish a story at Audible or at Amazon or either or anywhere, throw up a review. As you can see, maybe you can see the screen small. 117 ratings, 4.9 average. Stonewall's doing great. What this stuff does is it feeds the algorithm of Amazon or Audible and or both, and it puts the stories up in front of new people who haven't heard of me more often than if you didn't. So that's great. You guys are killing it. And check out Mount Fitzroy. I feel like it was only moments ago, baby. Moments ago that we were like, we'd like to get, I don't know what that
you
plus
just
button
did.
is. We'd like to get to 2,000. And now here we are at, oh my God, it went up 2, literally while we're talking. This is great. 2,891. We're closing in at 3,000. When we hit 3,000 reviews, we need some kind of reveal. Number one, we hit 3,000 views. I'm going to shave my head. I'm going to do it. Don't stop me, woman. I'm going to shave my head.
Does that include your beard and your eyebrows?
No, that's my
about-
face.
What else can we do? Can we wax the inside of your nose?
No. Oh
okay.
my God,
All
I
right.
can't
Well, I
imagine.
was-
I'd rather watch the Babadook than do that.
Well, we can arrange that too.
we will have champagne on air, and we will shave my head, and I may shave other parts of my body.
No, it's a family show. In fact, tonight is the familiest family show that we've ever
I
had.
probably shouldn't have mentioned shaving my armpits. My mom is on there.
Moving on.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. And no, there's more. First of all, you guys, I searched Audible for The Rookie and this bitch. This Kendall Ryan bitch right here. This apparently is a very sexy, steamy book about a hockey team. This is book 3 from the Looking to Score series. So let's take a quick look.
Oh my goodness.
And what comes up? Yeah, down, pa-chicka bow, pa-chicka bow, pa-chicka bow.
Brown chicken, brown cat.
So, Miss Kendall Ryan or Mrs. Kendall Ryan, or just Kendall, whichever you prefer.
I think maybe
this
Kendall
bitch.
is probably trademarked by now.
This bitch trumping. And look at this 127 ratings. I got the ratings. What I was trying to say, you guys, is a little while ago, we were at 800 ratings on The Rookie. We were trying to get to 1,000. And now, thanks to all of you and thanks to the incredibly generous Audible, which put us on as the daily
True,
deal.
that
We were
was-
the
yeah.
daily deal for a day, sold thousands of copies of the book, brand new legion of fans coming in, and now the reviews are over 1,000. So you were all great. Thank you very
Howard,
much.
I actually thought the same thing, but no, it's not a
Not
pen
Chuck
name
Dingle.
for Chuck Dingle. No.
Look, you guys, I love what I do, and I love that A and I can run this business and make all of you very happy. We're in the wrong goddamn business. The right business to do is sexy stuff on Kindle and Audible, and borderline porn outsells me 10 to 1. Romance outsells me probably 100 to 1. I'm in the wrong business, and I am not getting in that business. So just so you know, but we're in the wrong. Those people are very good at what they do, and they make a lot of fans very happy.
Another writer very good at what he does, made a lot of you very happy, will be joining us next Wednesday on Sigler in Place. That's right. Next Wednesday, we are going to have J.C. Hutchins, co-author of The Stone Wolves, a GFL novella. Scott always has to do the quotes for novella.
It's a novella. Flo Hosen in from Germany. Welcome.
Yeah. So if you want to, especially if you have been following Scott for a really long time, you're probably well versed with J.C. Hutchins. But if not, he's a terrific writer. If you want to get it, if you enjoyed the Stone Wolves and you want to have anything else that he has written, you can go to jchutchins.net and get whatever you want. Now,
I don't know if you guys are
nuisance has
I don't know if you guys
gone
are
on?
watching the Facebook chat room, but Rob Otto, my high school buddies are just chiming in. There's a reason we're still buddies. Rob Otto says Sklorno porno, which is a good question. And Dr. Daniel Baker talking about the other rookie says review for that rookie 2 minutes for extraneous stick work. That is a very deep meta sports and or porn comment. I'm very impressed.
Melissa Masucci says this coming week when Hutch is on the cast, please don't block him.
J Red says that. No, not gonna block Hutchins. We'll have him on Zoom, so I'll probably find a way to screw that up too. But
So
not
before we
going to
start
block
talking
him.
about the gangster, and if you have any questions about the gangster that are not where is my copy, because I want to give you more information if you don't yet have your copy, so I can't find a tracking number, see what I know. But if you have questions about the gangster, start putting them in the chat room maybe in about 2 minutes, because you have an update for GFL 7.
Yes, I do have an update for GFL 7. Oh my God, you guys, huge update. Let's switch to what's called the main camera, even though we never actually use the main camera, because have you seen my wife? So let's go back to main. That's right. Oh shoot, I gotta make sure I got the eye candy.
Yeah.
Oh, I did it again.
No.
Give it a second. There
There
it
it
is.
is.
We're not touching nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, now that we're on main cam 1, as they say in the business. Update on GFL Book 7 second draft. I am 104,368 words into GFL Book 7 second draft. Current total word count 179,546. We are 58.6% done and closing in on 2 girthons. It's a book that will be 2 girthons long, and that's great. It's quite impressive. Let's go back to your camera. Boom, there we are.
So I did jump around a little bit because I was
Jump up, and get down. What? Jump
around
jump.
now. So I think we're going to talk about our sponsor before we move on with anything else. And this is a unique sponsor for us because normally when we started Sigler in Place, what we decided that we wanted to do was have anything that was charitable, or if you had a local or a big thing. So they've always been nonprofits. They've always been registered or 501c3 nonprofits that we advertise. Or in one case, I think we have a paid sponsor on the podcast feed, and we added that here because we really like Heartbeat Hot Sauce. Today, we actually have a sponsor,
A real sponsor.
a real sponsor who were kind enough and gracious enough.
Basically,
and
they
patient.
paid us. I guess in a way they paid us.
They absolutely paid us. We are featuring Great Pet. GreatPet.com is the website where you can go to see to shop the store that we just spent 2 weeks sitting in their space, in their warehouse, shipping these books to you. I have a million people to thank, which I'll get there when I get to the gangster. But one of my best friends in the world, her name is Allison Wynn, and she is Great Pet, or she is a big part of Great Pet. And she, out of the blue, just offered, said, "Hey, if you guys want to ship out of my warehouse, that would be great." And I think it probably saved us 3 weeks of time, because otherwise we were going to have to
saved us so much
stress, and we would have had to sort of figure it out in a 1-car garage size space. And her warehouse manager, Kyle Lucy, was absolutely spectacular to us. He received 1,700 shipping boxes and packing supplies and the books. Without it, like, because he's a warehouse manager and did all of that for us. And they even let us bring the Dogs of Doom. And I can't say enough about them. But I do have to say that I am a customer as well, because on their site, they have this fantastic toy. This beauty, I'm not even lying to you, is one of 4 billion toys that I want to buy because they're so cute. But then I bought this one and I don't have I can't give it to the dogs. They've never played with it because it's too cute. They have all these alcohol-themed dog toys, like white claw.
White claws.
And then there's like Kennel One vodka. There's my God, they're such cute toys. And I know the important thing about Great Pet, and this is the real message, and I have buried the lead, is Great Pet is a professionally curated website. So this is a website run. Their tagline is "Imagine your pet's veterinarian is also your best friend." We level our trusted experts to help you provide the best health, wellness, nutrition, grooming, training, toys. Well, the best of everything, really.
Come on.
And here's my favorite part. At the end of the tagline is "Our animals make our lives better. And they're here, Great Pet is here to help you return the favor." So I don't have anything other than that to say about how much we appreciate everything they did for us, how wonderful they were to us. I do have other thank yous, so I'll probably repeat Great Pet then. But we wanted to try and give back the tiniest little bit to them because they did us such an extraordinary favor.
Look at these guys.
I know,
I've literally not heard a word A has said for the past 5 minutes. Because I'm just look at these buddies. These guys look like they are straight trouble.
So I will also advise you that while we were shipping in their not really all that big warehouse to be able to have afforded us with 2,000 books, they were also receiving for the holiday season. And I'm not exactly sure if you guys have heard, but there's a huge amount of sort of trucker delays and inventory delays and things like that you're starting to see this year. So we have 2 things to say. One, if you have pet lovers in your life, that might not be a bad place to start because they got all kinds of Christmas stuff while we were there. Yeah. So you probably shop in advance. And 2, the only thing that we're ready to say about it is I'm pretty sure we're going to have a holiday sale.
Oh, snap. I didn't think you were... See, I thought we weren't going to talk about that.
That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't know if we'll partner with people. We'll figure it out.
Can I tell them in the voice of Casey Kasem?
Sure.
Ladies listeners at home, we're going to have us a long-distance dedication. Casey, I was thinking the other day that I missed the fact that we can't get certain books in hardcover.
Oh, Lord.
And I really want to find them so I can send them to my boyfriend overseas. Well, Charla, let me tell you, this long-distance dedication of Don't You Make My Brown Eyes Blue is going to go out to your man. Here we go. There will be some hardcovers available that you haven't seen for a while. And no, not the rookie.
Or the All-Pro.
I wonder how many people in this chat room even know who the hell Casey Kasem is.
You know, maybe I don't know, not so many.
All right, though. So, and then, quick note. This is a side note only for you guys. Don't share this. So, you know how A and I have been pursuing Hollywood stuff for a long time? I realized that today that the author or creator pursuit of a Hollywood thing is a little bit of a minor parallel to the life of a soldier, which is brief periods of absolute panic and then long periods of boredom. So today was a brief period of absolute panic, as little as 20 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago, I was sending stuff because they had to have it. They had to have it right now. This very second. Oh my God, I've got to have that content right now. We're like, I got you, bro. I got you. Sending it off. Won't give you any clue as to what it might be, except that we know this will fall through like everything else has fallen through over the last 15 years.
It will until it won't.
It was super funny. I'm trying to take my solid hour and a half of prep work for you guys, which of course involves, the grooming, making myself look purty. And then in the middle of it, they're like, we've got to have a modification to this document. Oh my God, now. And I'm like, on it. So it was a little bit of panic, trying to get things done.
Why don't we do Siglebrations and then we can spend the rest of the time answering questions about
we got to talk about did we talk about the gangster yet? Just
no,
the shipping
yet.
part.
Just the ship, yeah.
Okay, Siglebrations. Let's go to... Boy, it's been a while. Hold on. Junkies. Oh, Siglebrations don't require the junkie slides. Go ahead. Sorry,
Yes.
baby. Sorry,
So there are 2 Siglebrations that I'm going to talk about. I saw 2 in the chat room. Apparently, it's Ashley's birthday. They're 24, and I think that I can't remember if that was you, Shannon. But happy birthday! And then also I saw Bruce McLaughlin. You and your fiance are going to give each other Sigler tattoos for your wedding gifts, and that totally fits in our aesthetic. Congratulations to you both. Now I have a couple of sets of photos. I have 2 important things that we missed while we were away. The first one is my brother Jude, who is in the chat room. His birthday was September 26th, and of course that was right in between the 2 SIGLERinPLACEs that we canceled because we were shipping the Gangster. And he texted me, like, so low-key texted me, like, try not to feel like you did that on purpose, that you canceled the 2 around my birthday on purpose. So I figured I'd share a couple of embarrassing photos of me. He always looks good, and he had all the swagger in high school and just after, and I look like a total dork.
We'll see him in a second. Yeah. Other Siglebrations that don't involve pictures?
There are no other Siglebrations that don't involve pictures.
Do we go to pictures now?
I guess so.
Okay, pictures. Here we go.
Oh,
hey,
so this is my brother and I. This is actually this very condo. So this is sometime in the last 21 years.
Sparse.
I have no. Yeah, I'm assuming it was early on in the condo. I don't know, and it must have been because we moved from Nashville, and that is a Hatch show print behind us. So it must have been just early on coming here. Anyhow, that is my brother on what I assume is his birthday, and that's pretty much all I know about that. Except he came over to my house to have bagels, unless it's my birthday. Maybe it's my birthday. I don't know. But there's one, and then this is more embarrassing from high school. He looks great with the hammer pants. And what am I doing? What are those clothes?
What I love about seeing pictures of A in high school is being with A and being very happy in this relationship. The second I see a picture of high school, I'm like, if I was in high school, I would have hit on you with all of the non-game I had. Every nerdy trick in the book, I would have asked you, do you like Spider-Man? Have you seen the Hulk on the television? Like that.
And the
like
thing
that.
the thing about my relationship with my brother is, had we known each other in high school and that was your game,
Yep.
my every answer would be, no, but my brother loves it. No, but because the coolest dude on earth then and now. So I love you very much. I'm sorry that we missed your SIGLERinPLACE birthdays. I hope this
we're
makes
gonna
up for
we're
it.
gonna come back and zoom in on this one as we get to the rest of these pictures. Here we go.
So
and
this
then,
is my second Siglerbration, and I can't miss this. You guys, this is Jennifer and Dan Lundy. Oh, I guess it's Jennifer. I guess I don't know. Jen and Daniel Lundy. They've been married for 5 years as of September 30th. Many of you know and love them. Of course, you will have recognized that Daniel Lundy is represented in the GFL as Danny the Dolphin Lundy. They are enormously lovely people. They are so gracious and kind and fun to be around.
They're good peeps.
This photo is of so they knew each other in high school, and they, let me just call it up so I don't screw anything up. That would be the better important thing.
While you're calling that up, I'm going to zoom, boop, doop, boop, boop, boop. Boop,
So
boop.
She says, Jen wrote a little narrative for me. She said, Dan was living in Florida and I was in Washington when we reconnected at our 20th high school reunion back in Washington. We texted and chatted as Dan went back to Florida, and he invited me to meet him in Vegas for a 5-day first date at Sigler Fest. If you didn't believe all the things I said about how wonderful the Lundys were before, and I just said that Jen Lundy decided that she was going to take a 5-day first date and come with us, crazies. You know she's fantastic. So they do have their first date at Sigler Fest. This is a photo from that very Sigler Fest.
Okay,
and
next
then she had never been to a con or anything, but one thing leads to an are these out of order? These might be out of order. Oh no,
Sorry,
no.
baby.
This might be fine. No, leave it there.
Okay. Continue.
I think I saw. So this is actually their engagement photo. They come back to Sigler Fest in 2015, and he proposes at Sigler Fest, which is where they had their first date. And then they end up getting married in 2016. As you can see, this is their engagement portrait.
I don't know if there could be a engagement photo that is more baller than this one.
Or more Lundy.
Very
really.
baller.
It's so great.
They got their wedding date. Is that the engagement date?
No, that's the wedding date.
The wedding date imprinted on a football That is sick, and I wish I thought of it. Well done. Well done.
And then the next year, next photo, please. The next year, they get married, they get married on September 30th because Sigler Fest is part of their honeymoon. It's the best thing ever, and I just
what a great dress.
I know she looks absolutely all the time. She looks stunning.
Look at Super Agent Daniel just macking straight.
Also, I actually told Jen this when she sent me all these photos until this photo, and I love their wedding photos because especially the one where you're walking into the reception and you're both just so full of joy. I love every year when I get to see them, but I've never noticed until this photo.
Oh shit, John Viscar, I just blocked you by accident. I tried to reply. I will fix that. I will fix it. Let's go. Sorry, John.
I never noticed until this very photo that Danny wore a Seahawks tie to his wedding.
Shit, I forgot.
Congratulations. I think that's fantastic. Oh, Lord.
John Viscar, I'm trying to figure this out right now.
Lord.
Oh, for Christ's sake. I'm never going to hear the fucking end of this one.
So,
God damn it.
Congratulations to the Lundys. Happy birthday to my brother. Thank you guys all for waiting 3 weeks for us to talk about this. And I don't know what's going to happen here.
John, I don't know how to unblock you.
You can't talk to John. You blocked him.
No, he can hear me, though. He's just blocked in the chat room.
Okay.
John, I think whatever you're on, if you come back on Facebook. Because the problem is, in one of the sites that's not Facebook, I go to hit reply, and there's only one option, which is block
LinkedIn.
user.
It's LinkedIn.
He's on LinkedIn? Gosh darn it. All right, I'll figure that out. John, come back on Facebook, please. So sorry.
Okay.
Real quick. No, we're not done yet. We're not done yet, baby. Hold on. We got to go to here.
What's happening?
We got to go to here because we need to get a little bit of close. Get a little closer.
That's weird.
Don't be shy.
What's happening?
I'm getting a little close up so we can see. Oh, look at the young bucks. Let's get in there. Let's get in up close.
I have the exact same big mouth.
Dang, you were a cutie in high school. Look at you. Goodness gracious.
How funny. Now can we be done, please? Lord say, where's that avocado toast?
All right, there we go.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening right now. I'm overclamped.
So now I believe that we have only left to talk about, oh my goodness.
The gangster. The gangster. The prankster.
So close to the finish line, you guys. We've done so many things.
Do you want to tell them about... Oh, sorry. You want to tell them about the Ferners? The Ferner situation?
Yeah, I will in a
Okay,
second.
then continue.
We put out, last year, the ebook and the audiobook because we couldn't get the Gangster printed. You guys all know this. And if not, it's the long sorted story is at emptyset.com. But we had these are all the things that have happened trying to get you guys the hardcovers that many of you, not all of you, are holding right now since April 1st, 2019. So first the site crashed, and then we decided, prophetic, we decided we would move the release date from April 1st to August 1st in 2020 to give you a better product. It needed a little more oomph because I think you guys remember this was originally book 6 and we would end the series at book 7, but it was so big, girthy as we say, and it had sort of a break point in the middle that now you guys know part of what that is. We split it up into 2 books and now there's 8 books in the series, which our graphic designer, Scott Pond, really loves for all the cover work he's done. Anyhow, so all that happened. Then I spent the next adjusting people's, change of address, trying to catch everybody who orders 2 books, which I did pretty well, but not really great. We'll talk about that in a minute, too. And then the pandemic hits, and the biggest printer in the United States goes out of business permanently.
Yep. Looking at the wrong side of the grass, out of business.
And that ends up doing a whole bunch of cascading damage to us because we already had when you have a release date, you get a release date by working back from the production schedule. So we had a time to be on the printer, and then not only did we lose our printer, but Random House lost its printer, Tor.com lost its printer, Orbit, Penguin, all of these, Macmillan, everybody lost their printer because they were the biggest print shop in the United States. And we got kicked to the bottom of a bunch of piles. We finally found a printer who would work with us in the United States, and we got the book, as you guys know, finally printed. And that started about 13 days ago, shipping to you.
Yep.
Last time we shipped, we had 24 people over 7 days helping us. And this time, thanks coronavirus, We had a handful of helpers for a handful of days, but most of it, which was 13 days, Scott and I did mostly by ourselves. And part of that was because, as the world is opening back up, you still don't want to say, like, sure, I can work all day and then come hang out. Coronavirus was a very important thing for us to avoid. And everybody's busy, of course. So anyhow, it was just the two of us. We do have a handful of thank yous. First and foremost, as I mentioned, Great Pet, Allison Wren, Kyle Lucy, thank you so much for just giving us space. And I say that in 1,000 ways. Kyle couldn't have been more supportive. Like, sure, come and go. Do whatever you need. Yeah, I've got scissors.
Keep talking. I know how to get John Viscara back on. There he is. John Viscara, you are unblocked. I just finally figured it out. Here we go.
Also, first and second most, the goddamn dog sitter, Amy Reed, and her husband, Jim Lockett. Jim Lockett especially helped, more than everybody else, actually wrap books. So some of those books that you guys have received were tenderly and carefully packed by Jim. And Jim is a relatively new junkie because maybe 2016, I think. I'm not really exactly sure when he and Amy first met. But it's just... And therefore is also a new friend of ours and a new friend of mine. And I love you so much, Jim. I love you are willing to do whatever.
Down for the hunt. Down for the gunfight.
Yeah, absolutely down for the gunfight. As you guys all know, one of my other very best friends. One of my other very best friends in the world is Amy Reed, the goddamn dog sitter. And she also showed up. She actually showed up a little under the weather to help us for one day. Those I think were the folks. The dogs also want to thank Sarah and Alex, who are their mom number 2 and their mom number 3.
New moms, Sarah and Alex.
Are the other employees who work at Great Pet in the warehouse, and they each have a routine for giving the dogs treats. Like Sarah would be like 2:00, but they have to share one teeny tiny treat. And then Alex was, if Reese went and pawed her, most of the time she would get a treat until Alex herself was like, oh, geez, dog, you've eaten too much. And that was sort of in the afternoon. So they could not have loved their time at Great Pet more.
Joseph, Eliza Wright's first SIGLERinPLACE. Welcome.
Welcome. I am. How are you? Nice to see you.
I am a little bit of a shout out in the chat room. We love to have new people coming in.
Absolutely, OJ.
Fabulous. Welcome.
Absolutely.
You want to tell about the Furners now?
Almost.
Okay.
I do have 2 very special thank yous. I have a third one going out tomorrow. There are some folks who ended up getting a book that didn't belong to them, or an extra book or something like that, who we were able to help redirect that book to where it went or send it to somebody who had just... Yeah, and so particularly L.J. McLean and Brooke Grimes and Rich Bennett, you worked with me when I was super busy doing 1,000 other things to get that done, so those guys didn't have to wait to have you send it back to me, and I'm grateful. Right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Now, we do have a handful of things that we do have to talk about. First and foremost, because you can't stop talking about the foreigners, is the day that we submitted our last books to the U.S. Postal Service. While we were finishing packing those last books, they were putting out a new policy where they are not shipping to Australia or New Zealand. There's actually 25 other countries they're not shipping to, but Australia and New Zealand are the ones that affect us. Singapore also, but the Singapore books got through before lockdown, apparently. Mm-hmm. So if you are in Australia or New Zealand, here's the information we know right now. Something is going to happen with those books. It is very possible that they put out that press release on Friday and they implemented it on Monday, which would mean they shipped our books before it implemented, right? It's also possible that they got caught along the way. I know some people on Facebook are talking about, these are Europeans, but they're still talking about the book kind of bouncing around Los Angeles, which is, of course, a depot to get them out of the country. So anyway, we're working on that. I check our safe deposit or our post office box twice a day, just in case books come back. We have had 3 books come back. They're all reshipped to where they belong, and they were all domestic. So that's the news I know for now about foreigners. The other thing that I should mention to everybody who is in the EU and in the UK who are covered by IOSS or VAT, those, since the bulk of you purchased those books in 2019, we shouldn't be having to pay any VAT. I had to fill out paperwork for every one of them to prove that they were purchased in 2019. So if you guys have any problems with that, please let me know. I see books showing up, so I hope it's not a problem, but please let me know if it is, because I don't want you guys to have your book held up if I can fix it quickly. That said, how was the last 2 weeks?
Last 2 weeks have been nutty. Very nutty. A little bit shot out. A's a little bit shot out. Two things have popped up. We were planning on basically taking the whole week off, except for reasons I can't begin to explain. The next Super Weapon video is being shot on Monday, and the guitarist, Severiano Awada, is in the process of getting married. So I gave him grace, like, dude, if you need to just tap out of everything, I will send you a schedule, tell you where to be when, so you don't have to spend any time with this. And he's getting married, so he was like, that would be great, thank you. And then
he's getting married in like 10 days, and they're shooting.
Keyboardist, Austin Farmer, who is also our video director and video editor, has also had, he works at the San Diego Zoo as a musician, and half the musician team is gone for reasons we won't get into, but he is now working double shifts, doing all, so he's basically like, I can't keep on with this. So like, now I am directing the video. So that has come up, and then all of a sudden today popped up, yet another long shot chance at a TV show. So my planning on taking a week off has not gone according to plan, basically. So I am just as busy as ever.
Some time off.
You got to take some time off, yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Thanks to your
for
arm.
me, yeah, as you guys know, in 2019 I was diagnosed with a frozen shoulder. A couple of weeks ago, about a month ago maybe, I tried to do a treatment for it that was somewhat experimental, but that was the career I was in before this one. I was a clinical research director, so I wanted to give back a little bit, and it went very south. I'm fine. I'm totally fine, but I got a little bit of a setback because I can't talk too much about it, but they get into the frozen shoulders. Your shoulder capsule gets physical adhesions, and so it gets immobile, and it sort of looks like challah bread, like braided like challah bread, and so there's a treatment that goes under that capsule, under the shoulder girdle, and mine went south, and I bled into my shoulder capsule for 5 days.
We should take pictures, man.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So anyway, I am fine. I'm a lot better now, and I'm fine. But it was a little bit of a rough time of it, recovering from that. So that exacerbated all the book shipping. Kind of, I think, exacerbated a little bit. But right now, I'm fine.
It's almost like empty sets a MASH unit. Every time there is either a Sigler Fest or a Hell Week, some kind of shipping, there is some relatively severe non-hospitalization required injury in the family, and we then have to accommodate for said pain and. Yeah,
that's totally true.
Yeah.
However, this shipping, even with the Australia New Zealand thing, which is killing me, if you look at just the shipping of the hardcover, it went exceedingly well, and I'm really happy about that. Like, we haven't had very many returns, and we should be getting them. We've had a handful of, which is insane, we've had a handful of books where people moved and forgot to tell me because it was 2 years. There's even a couple of cases where they told me and I didn't do it, and the post office forwarded those, and they don't normally, I don't think they normally do media mail after so long. I don't know. Anyhow, it was awesome, and that has gone very well. I will tell you a few details. We shipped over the last 13 days about 2,100 packages, and we still have the Gangster for Sale right. Put it in my post truck.
I hope you got a big postal truck. I'm going to put my 2,100 packages in.
So we shipped about 2,100 things, and that includes, we have a sale going on at the site where the starter's $15. We're almost out of the Champion. I think we have like maybe 23 copies of the Champion left. So people were able to order those, order T-shirts, things like that, and we sent those out too. So we still have Gangsters for Sale at the site if you want them. They are numbered, they are signed, they can be personalized if you put something in the personalized note. Let's see, was there any other specific?
Sean Dyer, that's thing. Nasty and funny. Go ahead.
The biggest thing is you guys, several of you have asked about the posters, and we're super close to the posters. So we made a decision not to ship the posters and the books together because then they'd have to be folded up into 6th to fit in, and the wrinkles are always there.
Don't like the wrinkles.
So we decided we would instead make a 35 by 24, I guess you do a 24 by 36 poster and ship it in.
You want to ask me how we ship them?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No, in postal tubes. And
in a big tube.
Decoupled that. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Ship them in a
He
big,
may be still exhausted.
girthy brown tube.
So, okay, Sean. Wow. Also, anyhow.
Sorry to interrupt the seriousness. Continue, baby, please.
So now I've lost my place.
I'm sorry. I'm a little shot out. We are shipping them to you. We didn't fold them.
So we decided that we would decouple that process, and Scott and Tori Pond, who are in the chat room tonight, they graciously picked up that part of the job. They have everything they need, I think, except the label printer, which I think shows up tomorrow. It was supposed to show up today, to get started sometime in the next day or two. And they will be going out to everywhere right now except Australia and New Zealand. Because we don't want to send those also into the ether. And the things for Australia and New Zealand, there are 3 options that'll happen. 1, we'll get the books back and they'll refund the postage until we can ship them again. 2, they'll hold the books temporarily. And I don't know what that means. 3, they will give us back the book, but they will hold the money. So if you don't get your book, we don't want to send your poster after it. So we're going to kind of wait and see until we figure out what they're doing, and we'll go from there. Likely we will obviously choose a different route than the U.S. Postal Service, but I hope it's a very temporary delay due to COVID and supply and demand. So those will start going out in the next, I think, few days or so. If you sent me a change of address, like you were worried because your book didn't show up, or it did get forwarded, but you wanted to make sure I had your new one, I have updated all of those. And if not, we have plenty of extra. We'll send it again.
Are you finished with the serious stuff?
Yes.
A couple of things came up in the chat room.
He made notes for the first time ever in almost 2 years for this.
Joshua, yes, there are some big black holes on the star chart that is shipped in on the map, and I don't know who said it because I was laughing too hard. But yes, you do get to hold the tube. Sorry, it would have been funny when it happened, but I can't help it. That's all right. It's you know what? Blame Carol. This is how I turned out. Blame Coach and Carol. We've talked about both of them. Let's see what. Okay, so we got 12 minutes.
Yeah, but I don't want you to scroll back on the comments because I don't know if there were any serious ones, and I don't want you to see anything you missed.
I'm good. My partner is trying to be very serious and businesslike and give you guys the actual information.
I shorted it out.
And I'm talking about rigid tubes and wide open black holes. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. As you can tell, I'm no longer writing young adult fiction. I'm out. I'm not wired for that. Miss Chick says, I'm sorry, but why does it say most of the comments are by bots? Is that allowed or is it a glitch? I don't know what you are seeing. I don't think we are. We're not seeing a lot of, we have right now.
It is a nonsensical comment section.
It is a nonsensical comment section.
Is there any chance that that's what's happening?
We've got 10 people on YouTube right now, along with all the others on the other sites. So, don't know. What else do we want to talk about, baby? Did I cover everything? The shipping of the gangster was very fun. It was a really, really well organized, orchestrated operation. We were probably far more efficient than we've been in the past, and I think some of that has to do with we had fewer resources to rely on. And when you are planning on shipping 2,000 copies of a book and there are 20 plus people there to help, you're trying to find jobs for all of them to do. So you're trying to sort of spread the wealth across the people that you've got who have been so gracious to volunteer. When it was just her and I plus a couple of extra people and a couple extra days, it was weird how it got a lot more efficient. We sort of compartmentalized each aspect of the job. And I was, because a shoulder was shot, I was take the books off the pallet, put the books on the table, stamp them, sign them, organize them, position them in the right format so that when I shift gears and turn around to sign and inscribe, those then get stacked in a certain number, 4 high, never higher than 4, because at 5 they start to fall, and I will not allow that to happen in your books. Kick those over to A, then A has to package them all up. So it was... like my guitarist works in an Amazon warehouse, and you get when you do this stuff for 13 days, you get a bigger appreciation for people who have to do that. You have to be very focused. It's detail oriented but repetitive work, which is kryptonite for me, straight up kryptonite. But A set it up, so we did a good job, got him out.
We did okay.
I think we did really well, considering we did really well.
Wait, so Mrs. Chick, we don't see anybody, you or anyone else.
Oh, it's because
that
it's coming from
says it's a
Restream.
bot. Yeah.
Who said? Martin Evans just said because we
yeah.
take our signal, send to Restream. Restream sends to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, and that's right.
Yeah.
Those are the ones.
So
then it's kitting it from a second. It's kitting it from a second signal.
Yes, and so what's happening is all the comments that are made on Facebook, Restream puts into your chat, but it can't take all the Facebook data with it to tell you who said it. So it just says, I'm doing this. I'm the Restream bot. But those are probably not bots. We have most of the people in the chat room are on Facebook. So for you, that would show up as a Restream bot. Restream is obviously the way we stream it to you.
Questions?
We have a couple of questions.
I think we've covered the Gangster. We've covered the fact that you guys should get the Stone Wolves. You should review the Gangster and the Stone Wolves on Audible and on Amazon and spread that Sigler stank all about the place. What else? Hit me, baby. What do we got?
I have general questions. If you guys don't have any questions in the chat room that are
of course, one of the bots is Mr.
unrelated
Roboto. Of course it is. Of course it is. I also wrote down cascading damage from one of the things you said because I think that will wind up in a book. That's a great, wonderful phrase, wonderful concept.
Yeah. Oh, we did. I will say this. We did. Some of you who have been around a long, long time remember that we had it's common for pallet shipping to your merchandise to acquire damage. And so like we always print more than 2,000 copies of our whatever hardcover is so that we can account for some of them literally falling off the truck on the way here or whatever. And we always have a bunch of extras. We ended up with about 600 extra copies of the starter because of a printer error. And we've remedied that obviously since then. But we do have copies of the Gangster. With the All Pro, an entire pallet was damaged. And lucky for us, it was the pallet that was only stacked too high because we ended up, when we were done shipping and we were out of stock with 2,000 books, we had nine physical copies left. So I don't know what I would have done then.
Little pandering from the chat room. Mr. Roboto wants to know what is on Story Smack, which is just coming up in a couple of days. That, of course, will be the original Ghostbusters. We're going to have a great, great time.
We
and
did talk
Chris,
about that earlier, though.
Yeah, but he's pandering. He's in the chat
I
room
see. Oh,
pandering.
of course.
Chris, Hollywood stuff, as usual. We don't talk about the Hollywood stuff in detail because it never comes out, it never pans out, it never happens. So we just say, hey, there's some Hollywood stuff going on, and we go on about our day. That's as far as we go with any of it. We don't want to get people's hopes up. All right, hit me with questions, sweets.
Let's see. I'm trying to find specific gangster questions, but let's see. Jared Miller, who I think is still in the chat room, asked I don't think I got this into this the second Q&A. So
hit me.
Scott made reference to quote deleted scenes end quote that he has to remove during the editing process. What is the scene you had to remove that was the hardest to cut?
I think we did talk about that.
Then
one,
I have.
Throw me another one.
Well, let me do this then.
Because unfortunately, when I delete them, like we have to get John on as a guest sometime, give you some inside baseball stuff. I don't really know. Once I cut a scene, it's very difficult because when it's gone from the book, a part of my brain has to block that out because there's throughout all the Siglerverse and the GFL series and the Crypt and the modern stuff, there's so much interconnectivity and interlinking that it's really hard to keep track of everything. That's what the Siglerpedia is for. It's what John is for. So, but even though when I cut it, in some parts of my brain, that part is still there and I'm still writing connections to it. So it's really kind of a murderous part of the process.
So Rich Bennett, also in the chat room, asks or sent in for this SIGLERinPLACE, which you can also do as ever. You can just email info@emptyset.com with a question for, if you're reading the Stone Wolves right now and you have a Q&A question for the Stone Wolves right now, just email it to me. It'll be fine. I'll hold on to it. I have a folder in my email account. It's all good. But Rich Bennett asks, with a year since the release of Mount Fitzroy audiobook coming up soon, are there any plans for this wonderful story to be in print? I know getting a book printed these days is challenging, but damn, it's Mount Fitzroy.
For Fitzroy?
Yeah.
In print?
Yeah.
Oh, well, as a matter of fact, we have... Hold on. Just so happens that A and I have...
I'm being very gentle with my shoulder, but doing the same thing. I can't even reach my
Sometimes
shoulder.
you got some Bob Newhart delivery on stuff,
I can't even reach my
great.
shoulder with my right hand.
We have the final galley in for Mount Fitzroy, the trade paperback edition laid out by Donna Moog Avero, if you follow the GFL. So we will probably be going over that tomorrow, but this is literally the final pass through. There might be a couple of tweaks on there, but we expect, I believe, to have the trade paperback of Mount Fitzroy out December 3rd, 2021. Is that correct, babe?
That's correct. And it should be widely available. It is just like Earthcore, only in paperback right now. We have talked over the years the idea about maybe doing a pre-order. We've done that a couple of times. We tested it with T-shirts, the T-shirts that say "Keep calm and run the plays that I call."
Not this time, though.
Yeah, we can't really promise if we'll ever do a hardcover pre-order special edition because at the moment the world is too chaotic for us to think about that.
And we are largely getting out of the retail business. If we are able to find a partner someday who does, like, their job is to do limited edition hardcovers, then we will get that going. But I am 85% sure that we are out of us doing limited edition hardcover ourselves. We know we have 2 more GFL books to go.
And those
we're going to find a partner for those. If we have to do them ourselves, we will, but we just would rather not.
Yeah. And then I'd have to figure out how to ship to the IOSS/VAT places because I can't find a way to get that done.
There was a good question there. You can go ahead, babe.
There was a great question from Mrs. Chick, which is scroll up a little bit and then back down. No, the other way.
Okay.
If I were to listen to an audiobook by Scott Sigler, I would suggest Aliens Phalanx. Sorry. I thought that was asking what you were. Yeah, that was a statement.
Tori Pond asks, if you were hypothetically going to write that romance novel to make all the money, what would you hypothetically name it? Hot Midnight. There's no question. Hot Midnight is that the name of it?
That's the name of it.
Hot Midnight.
Hot Midnight, no question. Is that what it is?
Out of the Gemstone Penis Ruby trilogy, we would be Hot Midnight. It would be a sexy vampire story about a vampire with a glistening ruby member, is what it would be.
I can tell you one thing for gosh darn sure. That vampire won't sparkle. Not because of Twilight, but because of Sparkle Horse. No sparkle.
I almost accidentally blocked Rob Otto instead of just type, fuck you. There we go. Okay, next. I blocked. I have rules in the chat room that we can't use the F-U-C-K word. I just 4 asterisks Rob, so Rob wins 2 levels.
Jason Nees asks, is there a sequel to Mount Fitzroy anytime soon? And no. There are options moving forward. They wouldn't strictly be a sequel, I don't think. They wouldn't be a prequel either. There are some stories out there, some stories in Scott's head. Like there's a Clayton Detweiler story from Ancestor.
Prequel
that
for
would
Ancestor.
Be a prequel. There's Diurnal, which would be a sequel to Nocturnal. Those are ideas he could do. One of them, obviously, huge mitigating factors in a tiny, truly mom and pop business is we have to do something that will give us the ability to do this with you and pay our mortgage and all that other stuff. So while it's possible, the best, most likely route for some of those things to be revisited is if one of those properties becomes a multimedia property, a TV show or a movie.
No, Nelzone, you cannot find me $1 for the chat room blocking me out because technically in the chat room I didn't say it. So you reply to me with the $1 fine. I say no. All right, let's do one more question and we'll wrap it up.
Do we have any in here? Right the night before Girthmas. I love that.
I've always wanted to do Pookie Chang's Rockin' New Year's Eve, which that would wind up being a very sexy, full of intercourse story. That's how we say it in the writer business. What's your book about? It's full of intercourse. And they're like, oh, I would like to publish that book and put it in print and send it to people.
So Mrs. Chick loved Alien Phalanx because she loves the narrator, which is Bronson Pinchot, who is going to be on Monster of the Week in November. I mentioned you guys, he runs a 30-minute long show every Friday called Monster of the Week where he talks to somebody in the industry. Let's talk about that for just a second, because
I had a technical issue which is completely user error. It was my fault. And we have got the incredibly delightful Bronson Pinchot, who's so gracious. He was there in the green room, ready to go, prepared.
Such a nice guy.
And I'm like, I'm not streaming. I don't know what's happening. I forgot to hit the stream button. The button that says, click here to stream. It's like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. It's like a big red button. And he will be back on Friday, November 12th. And the week before him, Friday, November 5th, Gail Carragher talking about vinyl-clad Kate from Underworld, one of my favorite baddies of all time. And oh my gosh, after this Friday, the Friday after that, Mike Cole, good friend of ours, who's going to be on to talk about a Greek Greek myth monster to be named later. And he will also be talking about his new book, The Bronze Lie. Okay, go ahead, baby. One more question.
Actually, no. I have a couple of housekeeping things, and then we'll get out of your screens until Friday, I guess. We are going to be in a wedding at the end of October, and it's long delayed. It was supposed to be a Vegas wedding. Our best friends are getting married. I'm officiating. Scott is the best man. So there will be no Monster of the Week on October 22nd or October 29th, and there will be no SIGLERinPLACE on October 27th because we won't be with all our gear. We will try. We're not terribly good at it, but we'll try real hard to do a little more live streaming along the way, fun things or whatever. I will also commit to doing some more social media posting so you sort of see what's happening. But I wanted to make sure you guys knew that the 27th of October we will not be having a SIGLERinPLACE, and the 22nd and the 29th of October there will not be Monsters of the Week.
Correct. That is correct.
And that's it.
Is that it for baby? All right, so we have now filled your ear holes and your eye canals with an hour of live television, as we are wont to do in a live stream. I probably have to go send some more stuff to the Hurry Up and Wait Hollywood people right now so that we can send a bunch of stuff and we can get a big fat no. That's just how it works. That's the business. That's the business.
Mrs. Chick, Bronson Pinchot literally has narrated maybe 400
books.
So if you go to if you're an Audible user, you can search by him. But he was actually matched with the book because that was a work for hire for Titan.
Blackstone.
Right. Oh, yeah. Titan bought the book and hired Blackstone to do the audio.
Titan sold the audio rights to Blackstone Audio. Blackstone Audio apparently works with him a lot. So if you go to Audible, find Aliens Phalanx, and on Audible you will see my name highlighted. So you can click on that, see all my books. You all see Bronson's name highlighted.
And then you can
click
find
on
it
that and see all of his books. And he's one of those seasoned pro actors. I'm sure he covers every genre in the world and can do it flawlessly.
We actually know Ray Porter, who narrates some of the non-Bronson Pinchot, non-Scott books, and he is a friend of ours, so we talk to him in between. But Bronson Pinchot is Bronson Pinchot. Come on, he's a big actor, and he was so fun and interesting to watch them work together by text. Because sometimes it would be like in the middle of our night because he'd be somewhere on the whatever, I don't know, and then he'd wake up in the morning and be like, Bronson really likes Crean, or something like that. It would be really fun. Anyhow,
so we will be back on Wednesday, October 13th, 2021, celebrating National M&M Day, and also the U.S. Navy's birthday. We'll get back to always be eating on camera. I am going to insist of a big bag of peanut butter M&Ms. Those
taking
are
out all the
jam.
green ones.
Those are I don't think they make green ones for the peanut butter. I don't think that thing's only brown, orange, and yellow. So.
All right. So until then, let's see, where are we?
We're right there. We're so rusty.
You're so rusty.
It's been 3 weeks.
Until then, we want you to stay safe.
And we want you to stay smart.
We absolutely want you to stay science. We are just coming out of Delta here in the United States. I know you guys in the Southern Hemisphere are having a rough time of it. We can do this winter. We can do this. I'm proud of us. Let's do it.
And for the love of science, we want you to stay informed. Also, get your M&Ms. Be with me. Be with me. Next Wednesday, we will consume the M&M. Casey, I'd like to send out a long-distance dedication to my friend Sarah. We used to eat M&Ms together all the time. I don't have a song.
Right.
I have a song that collaborates.
So good to see you. Rob Otto makes a good point. Join us on Friday for Monster of the Week, 4 p.m. on Friday, and then 2 p.m. on Saturday for the Ghostbusters Story Smack.
There's
and
that.
Are we kissing off into sunset?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I got to switch the main. And then this. There
we go.
Camera 1, which never ever gets used. I wonder what's going on here. We're here now. Wow, 3 weeks makes a huge difference. You can all kiss off into the sky.